You know, I was thinking the other day, my grandson said he had to create a model of the solar system. Remember that?
I remember doing that. Yes, that was one of those science projects that we had to do, and everybody would bring in these different variations, and you'd done things with, paper mache and everything else to create those. But
or the styrofoam balls on the coat
that's
hangers.
true. But you know, the reality in adult education classroom is that we don't have all of those different materials.
True.
And in some cases, we really can't access them because, I mean, you're talking about a class that maybe meets 2 hours, and that's
True.
it. So it's a little bit challenging to do that. But you know, there's so much now on the news and on the internet that talks about our solar system. And there was just a whole bunch of new pictures that came out from the Hubble telescope. So you can see the wonders of the galaxies that are out there. Okay, so how am I going to go about talking about distance? How am I going to do that?
Well, first of all, I think we all need to realize that those nice little models that we built as children, they weren't accurate.
Weren't to scale, huh?
No, they were not to scale at all. And yet in our minds and in our students' minds, they see the sun being here and the Earth being here and Mars being here, and they have no idea how vast, how truly vast our solar system is. So, as we go forward to the 2014 GED test, we know that we have to teach inquiry. And inquiry is a really important concept for Earth and space science.
Well, we also need just some basic concepts.
Well, that's true too.
When it comes to Earth and space science, because we do have quite a few students who really don't have an understanding of some of the basics in science. So let's see what we can do with this. Okay, tell me what I need to do.
Well, it's really easy.
Okay.
You notice this roll of toilet paper.
Yeah, it looks like it's, nice and soft. A really good one too, but you could use any roll of toilet paper. It really doesn't matter. Now, let me ask a question because I know that teachers may want to know. Am I going to end up having to use this entire thing?
You know what? I don't know.
Oh, I think you're doing that inquiry thing to me. Okay, what's my first step?
Well, what I'm going to have you do is we're going to say that the sun is at the very end of this piece of paper. So if you'll take that pen and put that mark there and write the word sun.
Okay.
Because we're going to see exactly how far certain planets are from the sun. In fact, we're even going to see how far that non-planet now, Pluto, is.
Oh, okay. All right.
You know, I was always told it was just so frigid and so cold there, no one could live. And I often wondered because in my model, it didn't look that far away from Earth. So I'm going to give you just a very simple chart to follow because you need to be able to read charts and graphics of all types.
Okay.
And you'll notice what it gives you is the planet's name and the distance from the sun in kilometers. But what I want you to do is to figure the distance by using your handy-dandy squares of toilet paper.
Okay, so it says here that my square, when I look at this, that Mercury is going to be 2 squares away.
Yes.
Okay.
So
now,
put Mercury down.
Let me ask you a question. Is it 2 squares, and do I start at the top?
Yes.
Or do I need to have 2 squares in between these?
Well, think about it. What does it tell you to do?
Okay, so it tells me to go over 2 squares. So that's the first square, and here's the second one. Or I actually have 2 squares here, and I could put it here.
Let's think about measurement. Remember when we were teaching measurement and you had to use a ruler?
Oh.
Where did I tell you you needed to start your measurement from?
Oh, not the end. Okay, gotcha. Okay, so I come in here and I actually can put in my Mercury.
Definitely.
Okay. Okay. All
Now,
right, so
what's your next
Mercury's
one?
there. Okay, Venus is there. Okay, it says Venus is 3.7 squares. Is that 3.7 squares? So it's a long way from Mercury to Venus.
Well, take a look at that again. What does it say? Squares from where?
From the sun. So I have to follow the directions.
Yes, you do.
In fact, what I'm having to do in all of this is what students struggle with, is that I'll tend to focus on the data that's in the chart, but I really don't look that closely and read that closely for all the headers that are included there.
That is so true,
okay,
Susan.
so that's one of the things I need to do. Okay, so I have to go 3.7.
So how far are you going to go with 0.7, Susan?
Well, it's not going to let me go all the way. So I'm going to end up with probably, I might guess my measurements aren't all that good. But anyhow, I'm going from the sun. So, and then I move on over and let's put it right here.
That looks pretty good because it looks like it's about 3/4 of the way through that. Okay, let's do one more here, and let's do the good old Earth.
Okay. All right, so I am going from the sun. So I have my sun. Let's go, and I need to go right. I'm going to go right here for good old Earth. Whoa.
Now, you know how warm or how cold it is on Earth. Let me ask you, what would you predict the weather would be like on Mercury?
I don't think sunscreen would be enough.
No, I don't either. And why?
Because that's awfully close.
Yes, it is.
And it's going to get awfully hot there.
That is so true.
So as I move through and then as I'm moving out, then I would expect that actually Venus shouldn't be so bad, but it's still going to be a lot warmer than it is for Earth. And then as I keep on moving past that, I'm probably going to get a little cooler.
Let's look at how cold Pluto really is. Take a look at your chart.
200.
Start counting.
Okay.
And while Susan is counting, realize that this is a concept that students really do need to understand. Susan's already predicted that the closer to the sun, the warmer. And as she continues to count and unroll, she very quickly sees that our nice little models that we use in the classroom really are not accurate at all. When they say not to scale, they're not kidding.
I'm not even getting close yet.
Where are you at right now?
Well, actually, I'm headed into 30.
Oh.
So that puts me just a little bit around Jupiter. Okay, and if I keep on going, but notice too, I'm not counting all these. I actually took it for 10, and now I'm going through and I'm using my problem-solving skills so that I don't have to count 1, 2, 3, and keep on going. Oh, Bonnie, it's going to be a long way for us to get to Jupiter, to get to Pluto.
I do think that what you see here is that seeing is truly believing.
Absolutely, and it puts it all into perspective for us.
Definitely. So if you'd like to see this activity, just go to floridatechnet.org.
That's floridatechnet.org. Make sure that you go and you check out all of the different lessons that are available there. You know, floridatechnet.org, that's the place that all adult educators should use as their homepage, the first place to start when you're looking for resources for adult education.
And have fun. Science is real.